So I want to talk a little bit about managing your contractors' schedules and how to keep them on schedule. So big subject. This is something that obviously you have to understand standardized labor time to do this well, and that's why we create the standardized labor times. And you want to have an understanding of it. It really comes down to one thing, and we're going to talk about a bunch of other stuff. But the main thing of managing any contractor schedule is having a clear upfront contract of like how many days will it take you and will you be here every day working? Is there no other place you'll be? Great. Okay. Then you'll get done. And then once we have that clarity, it's holding them accountable to it. So, when will you start? When will you finish? Right. Having that upfront contract. Always really important. The upfront contract is big because a lot of times people are like, yeah, I'll start next week. Well, I don't know. Next week could be Monday or Friday. I used to have a guy did that to me, and then anytime I try to hold him accountable, he would be like, "Oh, I don't know, man. Let me just see what happens." And then next week would come, and he'd forget about me. Because what I realized is you can't work with people who don't use schedules. Like when I did flooring, and I was a contractor a long time ago, I would be like, "All right, let me see what my schedule's open," and I'd be like, "I got Wednesday open. Does that work?" And I'll be done by Thursday. And I mean, it was you have to anyone with any common sense or any kind of business has to work off a schedule. So if someone can't tell you when they're going to start versus when they're going to finish, that's bad for you. For a main reason of is that they're not very organized. The second would be they don't understand their own standardized work hours. It didn't take me but 2 years of doing flooring to know that if something was a 400 square foot amount of floor I had to do, that okay, that's going to take me 2 days to do. Right, I need 2 days, and then how long do you think it took me to figure out I can get a piece of paper that has a calendar on it and be like, oh, that 2 days is for this, and this 2 days is for Nancy, and this 2 days is for we and Jeff, and this 5 days is for David, and, right, Steve. I got 5 days next after that for his job. Right, you schedule things out. So when will you start? When will you finish? Is going to be a really good way of knowing. Are these people got any common sense? Do they have any ability to organize, schedule, any of those things? If they can't figure this out and they're not willing to figure this out with you, this is a deal breaker, right? No fluffy. Let me get back with you. Sometime next week. Let me see how things are going. I'll get back with you at the beginning of next week. That just basically means you're not important and they're not somebody that's organized. Nobody does business that way. That's not crazy. Like, I mean, you'll go insane doing business that way. Like, you can't look at your calendar and figure out where you have a hole. That basically means they don't have no time for you. What you're going to find if you hire someone like that is you're going to find it's going to be insane trying to keep them on schedule. So a lot of people are like, how do you keep your guys on schedule, Mike? How do you do that so well? Well, I'm going to start with this first thing. I don't allow them to be, working on other jobs and doing other stuff. Come start my job, come finish it. So if I got a job that's 3 days, bring all your people in, work with me for 3 days, knock it out and leave. And I give you a check. That's why we pay that way. And that's why we upfront contract people. Anyone who's like, I'm going to be on your job, put half my guys on yours and I'm put half on somewhere else. Well, that's someone who's not thinking the way we like them to think. And that's someone who can easily end up like with all kind of stuff.